guys, what's up?
Hey, dude.
Hey, dude.
I'm definitely keeping that.
No. Oh, God.
After credits, baby.
Do it as an after credit. That's fine. Yeah. Anyway.
So what's going on,
How's it going, gentlemen?
Good. I'm excited.
Yeah, we're doing our periodic Weihenstephaner beer love letter, not review.
Yeah.
This time we're doing Korbinian.
Thomas, hold yours up again. Sorry, Mike.
I can always.
Your lighting is really weird, right? Like
I know it's fucking. You have to smack me for my lighting when we just talked.
No, I'm not doing it like that. It looks so different. It looks like
that's because.
Different. That's why I'm
so this is a fun. I mean, people know this, but I'm not American. I'm European. I'm Dutch. So my current time is 5:08 p.m. What's your current time?
11.
Well, there you go. A.m.
A.m. Correct.
A.m. There you go. So sun is rising for you guys. It's not even at its highest point yet, and you guys are natural lighting.
It is at its highest point.
Because, it's at its highest.
It'll start to set pretty in like 4 hours tops.
Oh, okay. Well, there you go. Anyway, mine is already setting. I'm basically at the end of twilight, so I have like fucking shit lights here above me, and I still look pretty. So there you go. I'm trying to find excuses here. I'm finding. I don't really.
The lights that Sean and I used to do reviews the other day, they were really harsh in my room, but I can warm them. I can set to a warmer light temperature.
Yeah. I'm working on getting some LEDs. I've been talking with Matt from Massive Beer Reviews about some things because he's quite knowledgeable about the subject as well. And we've been talking about some things. And I found some good ones that I'm probably going to get soon. And this is exactly what we were talking about right before we started recording this. Is we did the Vetus a couple of months ago, like a month ago or so, and that was on my channel. The title was literally Nerdsense and Thomas Opent pretend to review Weihenstephaner Fetus, but get derailed as always. We are fucking 2 minutes in, people, and we're not talking about beer anymore. There we fucking go.
I don't think we even said. I think the most we said was Weihenstephaner. I don't think we actually said the beer. We just showed the label.
Sean, do you want to talk about the beer? Maybe talk about what this beer is.
It's Korbinian. This is their Doppelbock coming in at what, 7.4%.
I think it is.
Yep, it is.
It says Dunkel's Stark Beer on the top label. I don't know what that means.
You know what's funny is that as far as Doppelbocks go, they usually have like a name like Maximator, Dominator.
Yeah,
except
Optimator.
for them, Optimator. Yeah. Except for them, they're like fuck you.
The biggest difference between this one and Vitus is that this one is not a Weizenbock. We're talking about a traditional Doppelbock. There's no wheat involved. I do believe this is top fermenting, isn't it? Is it? I believe
Doppelbocks are top fermenting, aren't they?
Yeah, I believe so. Maybe somebody can quickly Google this, and that somebody would probably be me. Because I'm on a laptop. Oh, you guys are Googling already. There,
I have my iPad.
I'm lazy as fuck. But anyway, that's one of the biggest differences while you guys are Googling. Fetus is a Weizenbock, literally a wheat bock. This is a classic German Doppelbock, meaning there's no wheat involved. This is pure malt, yeast, water, and hops.
The perfect combination.
There you fucking go.
Yeah,
although I am expecting since it,
I think it's bottom fermenting, but
it is, isn't it? I really okay. There, I fucked up. But
we're not professionals here. Come on, let's just open the bottle.
I'm a professional. I'm a professional fucker-upper.
Because if we're gonna sit here and just derail ourselves and talk, we might as well have beer in our mouths.
I don't know. So the fun thing is, we were planning on doing this 6 weeks ago or so.
Yep.
And apparently
I couldn't find it.
For some reason, oh my god, I can't remember this pouring. It's so incredibly dark.
The best part about not being able to find it, forever ago, yeah. Mike waited until like the last minute to pick. Oh yeah, I have 2 bottles. He let me go to the store in Middlesex County until he's like, oh, I have 2 bottles, by the way.
I forgot. I thought I only had 2 when I drank one a few weeks ago, so I didn't think about I had 3.
Can we all just appreciate? Look at everybody's glass, and mostly it's Sean's color coming in. Exactly what I want to point out. That looks like a fucking porter, man.
It does, and it's got like really nice red hue to it. Yeah,
it does. And then you get that dark brown thing in the bottom. My lighting really sucks, but you know, I'm getting. That's the fun thing. In my perception, from what I'm thinking, it looks like for people it's Sean, but what it actually looks like is Mike. Because especially when Mike held it up into the camera a little bit, you get that dark brown, slightly reddish hit. There you go. See what I mean?
Yeah.
There it is. That color. That is exactly the color that this beer is.
Yeah. Take my head and put it on Mike's actual beer, and that's pretty much perfect.
That's fucking precious, man. And the malt base that I'm getting already, like, it's ludicrous.
It just smells like crackery bread, just fresh baked bread. And I don't even have my nose in it yet.
I just did. I had to. I had to get a whiff. There you go. I would, by the way, quickly like to appreciate the fact that Mike's beard is really coming in again. He likes to take it off every now and then, and we all get pissed off, and then he grows it again because we love him more. And it's just perfect right now, dude.
This just means he's going to shave it tomorrow, probably, now that you said
probably.
that.
I'm shaving it today, actually.
Yeah, for the people that are watching this now, Mike and I are doing our live stream after this, and there's a good chance that by the time you see the live stream, he's probably took it off. He's going to give me 5 minutes, and then he's back.
No, I'm gonna cut my hair and my beard later today. I already planned on it. So I'm gonna just get my awesome little shaver that Sean recommended to me, and I'm gonna get my whole.
Yeah, I love that thing.
I'm gonna do my whole head and face.
You gotta show us pictures.
I'm gonna do my whole body.
You gotta send us pictures in the chat, right?
We'll see. Anyway, back to the rails. 7
minutes in. Grape.
I mean,
I don't know what Doppelbock. What time? Grape. Just constantly. Just grape.
It is.
There is that very like grape syrup, like concentrated, boiled down. You get like the grape juice, and you just put that on a low heat, and just reduce that down until you get like a syrup. And get it to the point, and that's the thing about Korbinian, you get it to that point where it's almost starting to burn, like with the caramel, where the sugars are almost going to burn, but they don't actually burn, they just toast. And then you get that grape, toasty, roasty thing going on. That's what I'm getting.
It's, I had the Weihenstephaner Doppelbock recently, and that one you do grapey things too, but you get like espresso and stuff. You don't get that here. This is much more like it is much more like malty, sweet, not roasty in the same way. I mean, it's roasty, but not in the same way that like you do the Weihenstephaner, which is specifically sort of espresso-y.
Interesting, because I had it last night, and I didn't get the espresso, but I got more sweetness than I thought I was going to get out of it, from memory at least.
Mm-hmm. I think there's a big thing here. In a lot of my reviews, I tend to say roasty toasty, but there is a big difference between roasty and toasty. Mm-hmm. This is going towards that more slightly toasted side, where you're not getting a deep roast, but you're starting to get that sort of warming character of like warm bread. That very dark, very brown bread getting slightly warmer and warmer as it's beginning to get roasted, where you really start to get the caramelization and the Maillard reaction. And it's
I do have a question, Thomas. I have a question for you. Because you said you say roasty toast in your reviews, and you do, even in your Dutch ones. So what's up with saying English words in your Dutch reviews?
Because why I do that because you guys might laugh, but my Dutch is actually lacking in terminology when it comes to English. I can express myself a lot better in English than I can in Dutch. My vocabulary is a little bit more intense, a little bit more expanded in English than it is in Dutch, actually.
Interesting.
I would like for you to figure out this roasty toasty. These seems like two words you could learn in Dutch. I'm just putting that out there.
It would be geroost getoast. I don't know. Geroost getoast.
he just overpronounces it in a Dutch accent.
There you go. That's fucking what it is. 10 minutes in, and we're already derailed. There you go.
Do you guys want to drink this?
I've been waiting to drink this for like over 3 months now.
Cheers.
Clinky.
perfect time.
Mine's a little cold, but it's warming up quite quickly. My house is pretty warm.
I took mine out of the fridge like 15 minutes before I came downstairs. It's really good. Oh man.
Now this, I've not really made any bones about it. It's not my favorite Weihenstephaner. It's not my favorite Doppelbock. This one's hitting me the right way right now. It's sort of like it got that sort of toasted bread thing that Thomas brought up. It does have that big grape note, which I never got out of them until you pointed out. Now I can't escape them in Doppelbocks. It's always
see it, yeah.
It's almost like Concord grapes every time I have one.
I think that when it comes to what is the more classic, I mean, they're basically two different styles, Vitis and Korbinian. So when I think of the German Bock, this is more of the German Bock. When I think of I'm not going to distinguish between Weizenbock, Doppelbock, Bock, whatever. Just a German Bock. This gets closer. Which one would I like to drink more? The Vitis.
Me too.
I had a Vitis the other night. It was my last bottle from the batch that we reviewed, and I remember when we reviewed it, I forgot how light that beer was when I first poured it, because for some reason I always think of Vitis as being a darker beer.
I always think it's going to pour like this, right? Exactly.
Yeah, same.
Yeah.
I think there's a time and a place for it, though. Like, would you rather, like, at some point, if it's colder, right? Is it fall, winter months? Like, you probably want a darker kind of Doppelbock, but then maybe you want a brighter, lighter Weizenbock when it's springtime.
The thing is too is menus at restaurants, right? There's always there's a lot of things you can have, and you don't always want the same things.
Right.
Just because I typically want Vitis because it is one of my favorite beers ever, and it is the reason why I'm a Weihenstephaner fan, is because of Vitis. That was
agreed.
End of story. Oh, I love it. It's not my favorite beer they do now, but at the time when I had it, it was just sort of like, at the time I think I liked everything just a little more oomph. Everything, like I wanted my beers hoppier, I wanted them boozier, I wanted them stronger. And Vitis to me was almost like you took their Hefeweizen and put it on steroids. It's a little bigger, a little bolder, a little more banana, a little more oomph. It's not always what I want now, but definitely.
No, but dude, I was literally thinking the same thing. As in, when it comes to drinkability, quaffability, the OG Weihenstephaner Weizen is one of the best out there, right?
Oh yeah, agreed. Yeah.
Vitis and Korbinian have the exact same ABV. They're both 7.4, right?
Mm-hmm.
If I remember correctly, they're both 7.4. If they're not, they're like the one is 7.6 and the other is 7.4. So they're basically the same ABV. I know Sean's Googling it right now. That's awesome. But they're basically the same ABV. This is one of those beers that I'm going to take sips off, right? I'm going to just gently sip it, just going to keep it going for a while. I can down a Vitis as quickly and easy as I can the Weihenstephaner Weizen because of drinkability, quaffability, thirst quenchiness, refreshing palate, everything is in there. And it's much more a Weizen than it is a Bock. This is definitely a Bock. Like, ye who enter, tread carefully because you're going to get fucked up.
Yeah, I can assure you this. Yesterday, after I got back, me and my wife had gone out for some errands. I got back and I wanted to take a nap because I knew I was going to be up watching the fights. I didn't want to be kind of passing out at late. So I took a quick nap. Before I did it, I literally slammed a Vitis to my face in about 45 seconds and figured in about a half hour that was going to help me pass out. And it fucking did.
Nice. It will. But the thing is, when you're drinking it, it doesn't give you that impression.
Nope.
And this warns you.
This does.
Like, tread carefully.
Yeah.
So in a way, I kind of appreciate this a little bit more, as in it's the more.
It's a more sophisticated drink.
I see. That's funny. I had that word in my mind, sophisticated, but I was like, am I gonna say sophisticated because that's gonna sound so fucking pretentious? But it is.
It is.
It is a bit more complex. It has that grape note. It has that roasty, toasty, dark sort of rye bread almost. It has that sort of
roasty,
spice.
Toasty? I don't understand that. Say that one more time.
This is on your channel right now. This is on your. Geroosterde toast.
You know what's funny? I don't think we ever mentioned what channel this. Like, we didn't even acknowledge.
Oh.
Hey, everyone! Thanks for actually watching this, though.
Yeah, no matter whose channel you're watching on, this is probably going to be the Nerdsense channel. So you can thank these assholes for.
People already turned this off.
It's like, what the fuck is that?
No,
and mostly
these videos are for us.
Yeah, but they're mostly because who's that man bun wearing headphones asshole with a sort of half pink, half orange, half red shirt on, and that's me. Anyway, if we're talking
taste,
yeah,
we didn't even talk about the taste. We just kind of we did.
We talked a little bit. We talked a little bit where I said how it's got that toasty character and a lot of grape. The other thing too is I was just thinking is it's a little more astringent, almost at the back of the palate. You know, it's like where a lot of times when you get that toasted note in a beer, it sort of finishes in a toasty kind of a way. This one it's sort of like not bitters, but sort of gets astringent at the back of the tongue.
It's like a stringent sour grape almost.
Which is weird. Yeah, there's only two Weihenstephan beers. Fucking hell. Not Weihenstephan, two German classics beers that ever get that from. It's either beers that have quite an intense wheat character, because wheat can have that sort of astringent thing. Mm-hmm. And the only other German classic I've ever had that sort of astringent note is one of those Schneiderweiße Barriques.
Mm-hmm.
They have that astringent thing as well, but that's more because usually they use the wine barrels. But it has that red grape shit. The more we talk about it, the more I'm like, this is. Sean, it's your fault for mentioning the grape thing, because now I have that grapey, astringent, tannic thing in my head, and I can't untaste it.
It's crazy. Though. Like, I really wonder what it is, because it's in all Doppelbocks. It's really strange, and it's like, and the other weird thing is, remember we did that mystery beer with Kyle and Matt? It was that Treehouse Quad. Mm-hmm. Kyle hated it. I thought it was a Doppelbock that got that grape character. Kyle just did another quad. I think it was the Bell. I think it was the Spencer, and he got grape character from that too. And I'm like trying to figure out, like, why do all Doppelbocks, and I guess why do some quads have that grape character if it's just...
Well, it's actually quite easy. Well, the astringent thing, the grape thing, I don't know. The grape thing, I would say, is probably from a yeast character. But the astringent thing, astringent and bitter are very related to each other. Like, it's very near in palate. You have to remember that when you start roasting any kind of grain to get this kind of color, to get that roasty toasty thing, there you go. Hosty.
Rusty toasty. That was
rusty toasty. It has to have that. When you reach that kind of level of char, you get a bitterness. I was reviewing a beer earlier. It's Sunday. I'm reviewing beers in the afternoon. I mentioned this as well. If you have barbecue and you reach a certain level of char, of roasty, toasted levels, whatever you want to say, you get a certain amount of bitterness. And bitterness and astringency are kind of related. They're on that same spectrum, but a little bit different. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they're both perceived in a big way, sort of at the back of the tongue as well.
Exactly. And sometimes I can't help but wonder if we sometimes mistake astringency for bitterness and bitterness for astringency. And because astringency and sour are two completely different things. But they're
related too, though, because sour is astringent.
Yeah. When I think astringent, I think almost chemically sour. Like, I don't think...
It's chemically sour, but how often have you not heard people say that this is an orange, and some people go like, oh, I'm reacting like it's not an orange, a lemon. And some people go like, this is bitter. And some people say it's sour.
Yeah, everyone's perception or palate is obviously different, right? So
there you go. And some of these things are, flavors interlock. They always interlock. It's not like it's a spectrum. It goes from one flavor into another. It's not like it's just divided into exact, little corners and this goes there. And as soon as you move over to the border from one to the other, the entire flavor spectrum changes. It gradually changes into another. And that's where I feel that this sort of encompasses a lot of those flavors. Maybe I'm just talking bullshit, though.
No, I think with this one, I think the reason why it's not my it's not my favorite beer by this brewery is I do feel like it's a little bit one-dimensional. It's not literally one-dimensional, but like you take a sip, get that grape character, and then it's sort of kind of toasted into like astringent. And as I drink it, I don't really get more things. I just get that, and it's fine. It's good. But like I feel like every time I take a sip of like Vitis or the Hefeweizen or even the Cristal, I feel like I get new things every time I take a sip. You know what I mean?
Interesting. Because I get the grape, and then across the mid palate, if you really kind of let it play across it, I get the like molassesy, brown bready type malt going on, and then and then the bitterness. So like to say it's I don't know, the one dimensional thing. That I just mentioned 3 different kind of phases of the beer. So
I don't mean that. What I mean is like I feel like as I sip it, I don't get new things throughout the glass. I get what I get.
Okay.
I feel like their other ones, they just have more. They're just more interesting to me. And it might just be an issue that I just don't love Doppelbocks. They're fine. I drink them.
Mike,
but
I think what you're saying is one-dimensional doesn't mean it doesn't give you several types of flavor. One-dimensional means it just stays constant throughout the glass, throughout the bottle.
That's what it is for me.
You're right, and some beers develop while you're drinking it. So you start drinking it, and you get more of this, and then you wait a little bit. This is what I do when I'm reviewing. Often I'll just take the beer. Again, I mentioned him earlier. This is a lesson that I learned from Matt. I'll take 3 or 4 beers. I'll review them in a session within like half an hour, 45 minutes. I'll film the reviews. And then after that, I'll finish the beers and see how they develop.
Yep.
And this seems like the kind of beer that just stays constant, which is, in a way, by the way, a compliment to the brewer. Like,
yeah,
it's
in no way. This is not like a bad beer in any way. It's just not my favorite. It's good. I'm enjoying my sipping here. This isn't a bad thing.
I agree.
The interesting thing about this beer. Sorry, go ahead, Thomas. Finish your thought.
No, you go first. You go first, bro. You go first.
I was going to say, like, the interesting thing about this beer, and like when you said the other Weihenstephaners, the other Weihenstephaners all have what's the word I'm looking? How am I trying to explain this? A commonality to them, right? Like they all have that like the same kind of yeast profile, right? This is a totally different beer. You're right. That Weihenstephan, if you drank this blind, this does not taste like a Weihenstephaner beer. It's a beer. It tastes delicious.
This guy gets it. I was thinking the same thing. In any blind tasting session, I would pick up any Weihenstephaner any time, except for this one. This would just mean to me, honestly, in a blind tasting, I probably would have called this an old school porter. Which isn't all that weird. Because when you start thinking about what a Doppelbock is,
maybe
what a porter is, there's commonality there.
Yeah, but I think I'm joking. Ever since like a year ago when Sean was bringing up the whole grape thing, like now that's immediately what I get, and as soon as I taste it, I immediately think Doppelbock immediately.
Yeah, but to Thomas's porter thing, Mike, this beer looks very much like the Spyglass porter we did on Friday, right? Like it wasn't dark, it wasn't black, it was this kind of amber-ish, brown ale-ish hue to it. So, because Thomas, that's a point.
You first, Mike.
No, go ahead.
I just wanted to point out the porter thing is like we have to realize, and this is something that we constantly forget these days. The vision, the idea, the concept that we have of what a Doppelbock is and what it was are 2 different things. And the same thing goes for a porter. The same thing goes for a stout. What they used to be 150, 200 years ago is not what they are right now. And that's not weird because recipes develop, ingredients change. Yeasts aren't what they... Yes, sir. Yeah.
When I was looking at Doppelbocks earlier, Bocks started off as lightly hopped ales. They started off as ales originally, and then in the lagers now.
Exactly.
They do change over time. Things do change, I also think that there's, when you talk about like really traditional styles like this and what they generally do, and also like sort of traditional like porters and everything. They all like they weren't developed in a way like, initially to be something. Like it was just they changed up something that day. Like you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like something that someone's like, you know what I'm gonna do? I want to do this. They had something that they changed over time into what it is now. It wasn't like I don't think these styles went from non-existing to existing. I think it's sort of they evolve into what we have now, and now we call them these things. But
at some point,
we didn't have ingredient X, let's put something else in it.
You're right. At some point, somebody said, "I'm going to brew a beer." What are you going to brew? Nobody said, "What are you going to brew?" They said, "Like I'm going to brew a beer." What do I have?
I'm going to use darker malts this time. I'm going to use
exactly. They were exactly. They were like, "I'm going to brew a beer." What are you going to brew? I'm going to use malts, and they just
I'm going to toast this barley instead.
Yeah. And what happened? They needed to get their barley, and they needed to malt it to get the malted barley. But what happened? Maybe they overburned it. They were like, "I have to walk away. Something happened. Oh my God, my daughter ran into the lake, and I need to dry her off." And I put her next to the fire, and I'm talking to her while I'm roasting this. And suddenly, this person is like, "Oh my fuck! I over toasted my malts." So suddenly, this shit got a little bit darker. The beer got a little bit darker. There you fucking go. I don't know. I'm just saying something fucking stupid here, but that's what fucking happened. That's what fucking happened. Somebody suddenly realized, hey, I left my barley to malt a little bit too long, and now it's darker in color. What happened? I got a slightly different tasting beer. It's not like this person said, I'm going to invent a beer and I'm going to call it fucking Bock.
You know what's funny too is when I think it's easy. Especially if you never brewed or you never talked to a brewer or have any idea, like stouts, even the really dark ones, it's still mostly like pale malt. It's just a little bit of the toasted of the chocolate malts or the dark malts in general. Like it's not a whole lot of it. It's small amount. It makes those beers go from pale to very dark. Very
exactly. Funny. I mean, most of the foods that we take for granted right now, like all of the recipes and everything, things happen by chance. And the reason that we have darker beers, the reason we have lighter beers right now is Industrial Revolution. Somebody came up with a more economic and faster way to malt barley, and it meant that they didn't have to burn fire. They used, steam and shit like that. And it didn't add that big, dark, roasted, deep burn color. Back in the fucking day, all beers were smoked and all beers were barrel aged. Why? They only had fire to malt the barley. They only had wooden casks to put the beer in. Everything was smoked. Everything was basically barrel aged. There you fucking go. And then they suddenly came up with more industrial ways to malt the barley. They had stainless steel tanks or whatever kind of thing that put everything in. Beers changed. It wasn't a development because somebody was like, I want to make a non-smoked, non-barrel-aged beer. It was like, we have more efficient ways to do this right now.
If I had a time machine, I would probably go back in time to that period where they were just putting everything, smoking all the beers. Keith definitely would. Smoking all the beers, putting them in barrels.
You get sick after 3 days of drinking those beers, and then you die 5 days later because your system would not be able to cope with all the bacteria of everything. You're going to fucking die, dude. You have no antibodies. You need I'm touching on it. You're going to need a lot of vaccines to deal with that shit, dude.
He did it. He made it. I can't figure out which way to go. Yes.
I would love to be able to try Guinness, in the early days when it was developed. I want to see what that tasted like compared to what we have today.
Let's be real. If we had time machine technology, we'd have enough technology to vaccinate ourselves against the bacteria from the 1700s if we have to go drink their beer, I would think. No, probably not, actually.
Well, I think the thing is with beer in general is that it is mostly safe to drink, safer than water was in those days. Right. Mm-hmm. So I think you'd be okay. I just think you'd be drunk all the time.
I don't see an issue with that. The drunk time traveler. Can you imagine that as like a YouTube vlog?
Especially after your Christmas special, you would not have an issue with being drunk.
Wow, that ain't nice.
That was
Yeah, it is. It was fucking
I
hilarious.
went back and I haven't
Dude.
watched the whole thing, which I never have gone back and watched all the holiday specials.
People can call me out. I love sober Sean. I love drunk Sean. Every kind of Sean is amazing. But Sean, at some point during that live stream, I love the fact that there were some people. I don't know who it was anymore. There were people like having a discussion about I don't even fucking know what it was, and Sean was sitting there going,
"Yep, I saw that. Like I knew there was a problem when a friend of ours that I didn't realize watched our stuff that regularly texted and was like, "Wow, Sean at whatever timestamp it is in a fucking." I'm like, "Oh boy, I have to go watch this if you do."
I know, but before people say anything, I would like to point out I am the one person who actually once. I'm not calling out Sean because I've been the same. I once drunk dialed a chick live during a live stream. Okay. So I'm not calling out. I'm not saying I just did it. I'm just saying that I did it. I'm not saying it's. I think it's on Matt's channel somewhere about a year ago.
I'm 38. I've got nothing but time. I'll find it.
Go find. I once drunk dialed a chick during a live stream. Did I just say a woman? I'm sorry. That was very rude of me. But I once did that during a live stream. So I'm not calling out Sean for being drunk on. I mean,
Did she answer?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, she was live on YouTube.
Did you put her on speaker too?
Uh-huh.
Oh, video call? Oh my goodness, I gotta find
it.
And
then I muted it after a while, but she was there for a while.
Yeah. Listen, when I say I call the chick, sometimes it's Sean. I'm not gonna lie to you.
That's true. It's true.
If my wife gets annoyed with me texting, it's usually to Sean. She'll say, "Who's the whore?" Oh, Sean, he's your whore. It's of course. Sean's my whore.
I'm gonna steal. For people, Sean. I'm sorry, but I am gonna steal him from you in a little bit after this because we're gonna do a live stream after this. So I'm sorry about that. But I'm gonna steal your whore from you.
Did you guys have that scheduled for like 10 minutes ago?
Yes.
People are waiting for you guys.
People are always waiting for us.
I do think we gotta wrap this up though. Okay.
Yeah, no,
we should probably. Okay, so how about we go, because it's not even my channel. I'm just stealing the entire goddamn thing because that's what I do. Sometimes I'm the Matt in this situation. You guys, final thoughts on the beer.
I really like it. I think after this, well, I'm not gonna have it right after, but I have 3 more bottles of the Behringer Doppelbock. I'm gonna try that later this afternoon. I did have it yesterday, but I kind of just drank it and was talking to someone. I really like it. It's not my favorite. Well, Weihenstephan is my favorite Doppelbock, but like I said earlier, it's really strange that all the other Weihenstephaner beers have this commonality to them, like this single thread that kind of ties them all together, and then there's this. Like it's really like it can't be the same yeast, or the other ingredients are overpowering it, but it can't be the same yeast, right? Like
it is a little bit of like the bastard stepchild.
Yeah.
So and the thing is,
but
we only get certain Weihenstephaner beers here in the United States. They must have a different kind of different. They must have different beers in Europe that we don't really get here.
Not that many. If you look at the website,
guys actually get more. You get more of the beers than I do. And I live.
Yeah. If you look at the actual non-English, like the .de website, and you can translate it, there's not that many that are there.
Da sind nicht so viele.
Was that Roasty Toasty in Dutch?
No, that was German. Das sind nicht so viele, okay? Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. Mein Deutsch ist nicht sehr gut, aber wenn das nötig ist, kann ich ein
bisschen. Was that Roasty Toasty in German?
I don't know Roasty Toasty in German. I'm sorry.
No Roasty Toasty in his own language, so why would he know
das war Roasty. Das war sehr Roasty Toasty, Dr. Jones.
Jesus Christ. All right, Mike, what are your final thoughts? Then we'll go to Thomas.
Honestly, cut and paste what you said. I think it's a solid beer. It's not my favorite thing they do. It is a little bit of the bastard stepchild. It is the only one that at the end of the video that my glass wasn't empty.
That's a good point.
And it's not an issue. It's the other ones I just pour down my face. It's just more of a sipper.
That's a very good point, because that's what I was literally thinking. And those are my final thoughts. Do I love this beer? Fuck yeah. But after this, I would be okay. I'm like, that's fine. I'll have it sometime in the future. If it was like Vitus or just that Weizen, I could drink 3 bottles of those and still not be bored.
No.
Well, no, bored is the wrong way. Overwhelmed. This one might be actually, dare I say it, a little bit too much.
Yeah, I couldn't drink like 2 bottles back to back, but like all the other stuff, very easy because it's they're just lighter beers. Like even the Dunkel, which is the darker, right? It's really light. It's really refreshing. So
and that's not a negativity. Like I just uploaded a review today. While we're talking, I'm just uploaded this review
Parabola?
of the Parabola, whatever you guys call it.
Parabola.
I wouldn't drink 2 of those in a row either. And not because of the alcohol content, because just it's so overwhelming. Yeah. And one of the things that I look for in beer is stop looking at your penis, Mike. It's drinkability. I really want drinkability in beer. And Vitus.
I cut my finger.
Oh, sorry. Vitus and things like the Weihenstephan, like the Weizen and their Pilsner, even their Dunkel, they have that drinkability. Mm-hmm. Like you want to quaff it, you want to keep on going. This one, after a bottle, you're like, I loved it. It was great. It was tasty. I'll have something else right now.
Yeah, I'm total agreement there.
And I'm going to leave this to the viewer to see if that's a negativity or not.
It's not a negativity because there are plenty of beers I like, but I only want 3 ounces of them. 4 ounces. Like it's just different beers are there for different things.
There you go.
You know what I mean? This beer isn't like flawed. There's no off flavors. There's nothing weird. Everything works. But it's just the thing with it is it's just not what I go to Weihenstephaner for.
Right.
It's not a knock on it. It's just not what I go to them for. You know.
I like Sean earlier. Sometimes I have to like where I just wanted to say this guy gets it. When this guy gets it, and he just literally just hammered that nail down. What I look for in a Weihenstephaner.
Yep.
That's it.
You know, the thing is too is they're like I like Spyglass very much. They have good stuff and stuff. And their IPAs are very good. I don't go to them for their IPAs. I like Plowshare and I like their stouts and I like that porter was really, really good. I go to them for other things than just IPAs, even though their IPAs are very good. Just not what it's just not what I don't go there looking for the IPAs. Last time I was there, I think none of us even got IPAs. We just got other shit, you know?
I did. Remember I got the Galaxy one?
You fucking pussy.
I did. First time I ordered a...
Well, there we go. Dude, that was a bleep. That was a fucking... and on... As Top Gear would say, and on that bombshell...
No, not bombshell.
That was fucking Mike calling Sean a pussy, people.
I think this is probably the end of our Weihenstephaner series because I don't think we get any more different ones.
We didn't do the lager yet, the Pilsner.
I don't think Thomas doesn't get it. That's why.
If I can get the Pilsner, I'll let you guys know, and we'll do a swan song. We'll do a swan song, and
well, I think we discussed this. The next logical step after this is we just get all of them again and just do a live stream,
right? Which we should do anyway. We should just do that anyway.
Well, yeah, I'm up for it. I'm up for it.
Well, like I guess we don't have to have all of them, but like just do like a live stream dedicated to, or we just do a live stream dedicated to like traditional styles, maybe. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Because did we do the Cristal together?
I think we did.
Okay. Yeah. All right. So yeah, we're the only thing we can't.
Are you still recovering from Christmas? Brain hurt. Ow.
Yeah, a little bit.
I'm Jesus. I'm Poundland. Oh, right. You guys don't know that reference. I'm sorry. It's the British guys. It's the British guys. They call me like Poundland Jesus, which would translate for Americans as the dollar store Jesus. Because I got like the long hair and the beard, and they call me Poundland Jesus. You guys would call me dollar store Jesus. I would be Euro shopper Jesus. There you go. Like I'm the cheap imitation.
It took me like a minute for my brain to process Poundland, and then when you said dollar store, I was like, oh, that's what they call it.
Yeah, I know, but no. I understand fully, Sean. When you think of me and Poundland, your brain goes to completely different.
Pound Town.
I understand that.
Pound
yeah,
Town,
like
baby.
Pound Town. Where are you gonna go? No, to Pound Town, baby. Please keep that in.
The best part is there are 3 people still watching this right now, and it's the 3 of us.
Yeah, exactly. And at some point, it's not even live, dude. Wait, did you just do this live? Holy shit! You didn't record this. You went it live.
No, I didn't. There's no comments. No one's watching. There.
Oh no, right.
There's no ticker.
You said 3 people watching. For a second,
I meant us 3.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
There's 3 of us right now.
Jesus Christ, you shot me there, dude. I was like, because
are you still recovering from the holiday special?
Dude, I am the holiday special. I have no idea what it just said there. This title should be Nerdsense Thomas Opent's review, but it gets derailed as always.
I'm going to make it ridiculous. It's going to be ridiculous, yes. I think we only have 100 characters in the title, but I'll make it work.
For everybody who is watching this after 30 minutes plus, I think we talked about the beer for like 5 minutes.
That's it.
Yeah, which is fine. This is how all these go, and this is so fun. But yeah, everybody, check out this guy, Thomas Opent, part of the Dutch Beer Collective. Link to him down below, and also check out the rest of the Dutch Beer Collective. And then don't forget to check out us, obviously. But the most important thing, thank you to everyone that's watching still, which is no one. I can't wait to see like the analytics where it's like people stopped watching at 4 minutes and 30 seconds.
1 minute.
They didn't even open the beer.
Average view time 3 seconds.
Yeah. But anyways, you can check us out at nerdsense.net from there, all of our social media places. And Thomas, thank you for joining us. This is always a fucking blast.
It is, man. We should definitely get one of the American classics at some point again, like the Bigfoot we did recently, and do something like that.
Definitely. Cool.
Awesome.
Well, I'm Sean.
Love you guys.
That's Thomas. That's Mike. This has been Nerdsense. Cheers, everyone.
Cheers.
Cue music.
Mike checks. So what's it all about? Where we're gonna run? Maybe we can meet up on the sun. Discretion is advised for the blood of virgin eyes. We're limping on the track with the methods to get sunblock. Okay, anyway.